Waiting for the music to end. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of my wonderful show, DYOR Live. Here, a show all about crypto, the digital asset industry, policy, regulation, meme coins, you name it. We're going to cover it and talk about it seriously, or have a little fun and entertainment in the meantime. Today's show, once again, I like to start the show by saying my co-host Pedro. And even though I just got off the phone with him a few minutes ago, he's nowhere to be found. So, Pedro, where are you? Where are you? Come on in. Come on to the show. Come on. Anyway, today I was struggling for a topic to talk about the show. As you know, doing the show a lot, you got to think about all these topics and think about what to talk about. You got to have a lot to say. And as you know, Pedro's got a lot to say. And I do most of the time, but not all of the time. And then I saw a picture today. I saw a picture on the internet, and it was referencing an article. Is this picture? Gary Gensler. And it just had that evil look to him, like, I am going to foil all of your plans, Mr. President. And I saw this in an article that Brad Garlinghouse of XRP was mentioning about, which I'll get to in a little bit here. But I looked at that and I'm like, I'm going through Pedro and I's conversations from the past couple of weeks, especially when we talked about the swing states in the United States election. And I know many of you guys are from, not from the U.S., or just don't care, or from Canada, or whatever. But the U.S. president election right now is the greatest game in the world. Even more than Russia war and stuff like that. Getting to that top spot is the greatest game in the world. And two bozos are winning. Not the smartest, not the brightest, not the best, not the most suitable, not even just a sort of conglomeration of those. We've got the oldest and the worst. What we got, ladies and gentlemen, the oldest and the worst. And you can switch them. The other one could be the oldest, and the other one could be the worst. Anyway, my point is that the election is close. And Biden is trying to do everything he can to screw it up. He really is. He's really trying to lose the election. I personally think it's just because he just has no idea. He's 80 years old and he just has no idea about what's going on in the world. And he got this group of woke advisors advising him, and they're leading him astray. Anyway, that's besides the point. That's a whole nother week-long conversation. The point is that he can spoil the election. This guy, I'm pointing here because he's on my other screen. The guy that I just had on my screen. He can spoil the election. Get this music off here. He can spoil the election because crypto holding is a serious thing now. Pedro used some stat the other day, like 40% of Americans have crypto. There's no way that's true. I didn't call him out on the show about it, but there's no way that can be true. There's no way 150 million people in the U.S. Own crypto. If 40 million? I could see that. Anyway, there's enough that 20% of the voters in the states of Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Florida, Arizona, and one other one, those are the key swing states that I mentioned that could go either way. And in fact, actually, New York is starting to look like there's an opportunity for it to swing to a red state, if you can believe. And so, hey, Pedro, I hear you coming on here. Your mic's not on yet. So New York could swing too. Just think, if you were a politician, would you implement policies that would piss off 20% of the voters in those states when it's going to be a 1% margin? Or would you just drop everything until after the election? Hey, Pedro, I can hear you. You are, hold on. Hold on, Pedro, if you're watching on the live. I didn't set up the studio. Hold on, everyone. I got to get Pedro on the air here. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 for Pedro. All right, Pedro, your mic is off the air. Let me finish what I'm talking about here. So would you piss off everyone that was a potential swing voter? No, you wouldn't. But this man next to me here, not Pedro, the guy on the other screen, this guy is doing everything he can to piss everybody off. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But this morning, as always, I'd like to take a moment to introduce my co-host, Mr. Pedro Garcia. Oh, where'd my... Wow, device not available. What? Oh, boo. Pedro Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. Good, Pedro. How you doing today? Good. Well, while you were coming on, I was talking a little bit. But now that you're here, welcome everyone aboard and give me a minute to do some social media. Do it, my friend. Oh, sorry. Sorry, everyone. I screwed that up. I forgot to turn Pedro on. Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro Garcia, the crypto chartered analyst. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. I just want to say what's up. How you doing? You doing well, Mr. Striking Balls?
Doing well. Thank you very much, Pedro. Doing well.
Good,
Lots to talk about today, as always.
Yes. If you don't mind, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. That would be a big favor done to us. Also, a lot of the people that are watching us on X, or formerly known as Twitter, please, if you don't mind, hit that heart button. That would help a lot. And share button. We'll be going over some pretty cool things today, and it would just make you look cool because some of the stuff that we predicted as well as called out beforehand. So you can say, oh, these guys are on point. So we'd appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. So please hit that like, subscribe, and share button.
No.
At least it happened in the beginning of the show.
You know what? I was very fortunate that yesterday, later in the day, I was actually testing this, and I had admin super debug mode on it. It happened while I was doing it. I was able to finally submit logs to the developers when it crashed.
Oh, right before you sent it?
Yep. It crashed. It's in super debug mode, so it lists everything that could go wrong with it.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, we'll be back in about 90 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We will be with you shortly. Sorry about the crash there. Hold on. Let me get Pedro back here. Let's see. Pedro, are you there? Pedro. We are back. Where is Pedro? Why can't I hear Pedro? You there, Pedro? I think you're trying to talk to me. There we go. Let's get this. Get some music back on. All right, I don't know why I can't hear Pedro. Pedro, where are you? Where are you, Pedro? I see your mic talking, but I can't. You put yourself on mute, maybe? Oh, I see. Pedro, check. Or try. Hold on.
Hello.
There's Pedro. We got him.
All righty.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's a chat if you can hear us here.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I got you, Pedro.
Okay.
Alrighty. Crashed pretty hard there. Well, where were we, ladies and gentlemen?
Saying E2? E2 Brutus? E2?
E2 Brute, yes. Sarah says, can hear you both. Thanks for sticking around.
At 2. At 2, Brutus. At 2. I thought it was E2.
Frankly, my ancient Greek skills are good at all. I wouldn't say that any particular station is correct on that. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a small crash there, but we're back at it. I still got the rest of the programs loading here, but I thought I'd bring it back, even with my wonderful green screen here. While we're talking. Anyway, I can't bring your screen up until this other program launches. But what I was talking about in our here in the beginnings of this, the effect that one guy, particularly this guy, Gary Gensler, is having on the swing states. He's, as we know, even though he was the guy that voted to put Bitcoin ETFs through, and likely going to be putting Ethereum ETFs, still doing everything they can. First, that Solana. Hey, Pedro, you got a fan right near your microphone or something?
I do. Let me turn it off.
Or something, or just... Oh, that's a lot better. And we're getting the feeling that Solana's going to come. People are just but really like Solana. But really like Cardano. There's no bad news. All news is good news. Whatever, we'll take it. Got pump fun on Solana, and so it's going to do what they can. But if Mr. Gensler comes and plays the foil to that, Solana's party, prior to the election, with 20% voters, not of the population, but of voters, those swing states, saying that crypto is important. They might not be a one issue. Like gun rights, abortion, are like one issue things. I don't care the rest of the dude's policy. They need to vote this way and I will follow them. I don't care what else they do. Crypto's not a one issue. Maybe it will be someday, but hopefully not. Hopefully it'll just be a regular old topic like everybody else does. 9% of the topic. Oh, good. We got our first spam message. It's good. You know you've made it when they're spamming you on Kick. going to earn significant revenue growing your kick channel. A Real Food Recipes joining us at about 1 o'clock. I'm going to talk about Hawk 2. We had a crash in our system, so it's going to be about 1:15. Drop that in your television.
Hawk 2.
Appreciate that. But anyway,
so you're going in and out. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like you're just going in and out. It's like I hear you and then you go and you're quiet.
Check. All right, let's switch to this microphone. Check 1 2 1 2.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, my battery's getting dead on this thing. All right, fix the audio problem. Now let's fix the cool factor. How do we do that? How do we fix the cool factor? We bring this up instead. Hey, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Fix the cool factor.
There you go.
Let's get the TV running over here.
So who is Real Food Recipes?
They're someone from the Hawk 2 community.
Oh, nice.
We're going to talk about their token in a little bit. Something I'm not invested in. Should have, but
that's a real token. That is hilarious.
It's a token. It's a token.
Is it?
It's a token, all right.
I'm assuming it's like at $5 billion now.
No, it's very small. It just launched and still trying to get attention from everybody. Anyway, now that we got the screens back up here, Pedro, let's open the show properly with a little Bitcoin talk. And
Yes.
And how yesterday you're saying it needs to go down into the 50s, but Bitcoin said I'm going up to 61.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go ahead and check it out here real quick. Let's go into the daily. We talked about this yesterday. I still feel we're coming down here to the 57, 56 area, right? We had, and I made this very clear, and this is where you actually spotlighted the aspect of we went down first, right? We came back up. But when we were coming back up, the next day we did not put in a demand wick, right? That is where buyers need to go in, which means sellers pushed down and then pushed back up where the buyers stepped in, where they were able to meet real buyers, right? We didn't see that. We just saw the buyers step in and start pushing the market up. This is a classic rope-a-dope movement by the institutions. And what they do typically, right? And that's why I remember we went on to smaller time frames yesterday. We went to the 4-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, right? And I was looking to see if we had any wicks down at these lower levels. And I said, there's nothing to stop us from going down. So to me, I sat there and I said, I'm expecting a turnaround now because there's nothing really to stop us from going down. So I said this was a small push up to bring buyers in so that we can see sellers be able to have buyers to absorb to push the market down. So that's it in a nutshell. And so that's what we're seeing right now. Now, this is key, right? Now, it could come back down, and I talked about us going into a consolidation period, potentially. That's why I have the smaller amount, the smaller yellow line sitting right here between 63,000 and 58,000. So we could do some consolidating here if the market wants to really kind of push back up from this moment on. Or we can see it push down really hard, take out all these stops right here at 56.75 or 56,750 for Bitcoin. And when they do that, they stopped out a bunch of people, which means there are a lot of sellers stepping in because people were long at this point to go up. So when they stop them up, those are sell orders. And so then they get absorbed by the buyers, who then would allow them to push back up. They would absorb it as they stop everybody else out, going down to the lows, and then pushing them back up. That's one potential thing we're going to see if it decides to move back up. But ultimately, I feel as if we're going to continue down. We've came in, put a little pause, came up. As you can see, this 8 period is starting to really kind of push down here. And so that right there, that little push down for me is an indication that it most likely wants to continue down further into the 56 area, that 57, 56 area.
So what you're telling us, Pedro, is that yesterday you said uh, Bitcoin needs to come down to where the buyers are, and which was still you're still saying in your range of 55 or so.
Yeah.
And as you always say, it needs to go up to come down.
Mm-hmm.
And today we've seen a little resurgence. The price is kicked up to what is it actually trading at today?
50 or 61.
Yeah, 61,000. Yeah, 61. And then it's going to come back down into your range likely. In fact, the candles are starting to kind of show that as we're speaking. So in essence, if someone out there is a futures player, this would be a time to put in a short, try and get that play to get it all the way down to 55 and make a few bucks.
Yeah, I would say take your first target at 59,000. So basically from the 61 to 59,000, your stop is going to be at 52 100-ish area. Okay, and so you're going from 51 or 61.33 to this is the hour. Let's go into the 30 minutes if we can. If you really want a tight stop, I would sit there and say put the stop at 62.88-ish, right above this previous peak, as we start to sell off and push down. So yeah, that's what I would do. Now the biggest key is we want to start seeing some sell pressure really start to push in, right? So we want to start seeing the candles really kind of play around here and kind of start to see a sell-off. So yeah, your stop would be about right up here, 62,000, and you'd want to be playing around this area right here. So I would maybe do a 0.2 leverage. I would tell because this would
0.2 or 2?
no 0.2. I would do a 0.2 because Bitcoin, remember, trades in like with dollars. So this right here from this moment from 61.30.03 to 62, that's $1,000, right, of one trade that could wipe somebody out. So it's the reason why I say 0.2, because then that would make that only $200, right? Yeah, sorry, I had to make sure. Yeah, I guess that'd be 2%. 2%. So that there would then be not 2%. That would be 20%. So that's going to make it $200 risk from here to here, and we're looking to capture an easy 4-to-1, 5-to-1. Let me see here real quick so I can. I used to have that up here. Is that right there? Is that it? All right, and yeah, here we go. It's right here. Come on. At least to here. Oh, that ain't gonna happen. Okay. Let's move this here. I used to have it here. Give me 1 second. This is the fan. Nope. Boom, boom. Where is the 3-to-1? They used to have a 3-to-1 thing that you could do a 4-to-1. Is this it? Nope. Do they have it? Am I blind? Here we go. Here we are. Short and long. Okay, boom, boom. So what you would want to do is play this right here to down right here. Okay, I don't understand why that did that. Let's try this again. Short. All right, so we're going to go right here, right about here, and you're going to play all the way down to the lows right in here. So that looks like a 3-to-1 ratio here that we're playing. We're looking to take part in. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, risk to reward 3.6. So this is where, I would at least want a 3.6 where you want to be. But as soon as we start to push through these lows here, okay, once we get to here, right, that would be 60,000, 60,008. I would then want to move my stop down to this high right here so I can reduce my risk, right? Then all of a sudden it makes it easier. Oh, that's why I was wondering. I was like, that is not correct. Boom.
So
All right.
the middle, the orange line here, that's on the green, the orange box on the green line, because I can't read it on my screen. Is that the point where you would get in if it goes below on a short trade? Is that the point where you get in,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't until it crossed that line?
Well, really, yeah. So this right here is really, I mean, I would get in kind of anywhere here. It's a 30-minute. We just crossed an hour. You know, like I'd want to get back on a pullback. A lot of times, you know, I mean, we're doing it right now, literally in time. But you want to get in right here. Typically, I would have been looking to get in like on this candle here, on that 1 hour here as we pulled back. So we closed below the 8 here personally. We already, this 50 is looking weak to me. So to me, most likely we're going to push through this and go capture. So I would want to really get this pullback into the 8 for myself. And then once it pulls back into that 8, my stop would have been about right here. Or excuse me, my entry would have been, I'll just move this so we can sit there. My entry would have been right here. And then my stop would have been about right here. Right. And what I'm looking to do is capture from here all the way down to the lows here. My first target would have been, to me, it's really important to get my target. So I want 125% of my stop. So it means my stop right here, as you can see, my stop is 500 points. So I would want about 700 points. So from here to here, there'd be 7. So my first stop would have been about right here. Our first target would have been at these lows right here. Okay. And I would expect it. So I would get my first target here, and then everything here is gravy. Right. But that's how I would have played this. Most people, not to say are that skilled, but I would tell them to do more of this right here. Right now that we're actually on air, this is how I would do it. We would have got in right here, the turn of the hour, right? Put our stop above here. And then boom, as it starts to sell off, right? That's what I'm looking, and we're seeing it starting to sell off as we speak. So yeah, anyways, yeah, that's it.
All right, we'll come back to Bitcoin later. We're trying to do something where we're able to create better shorts and that kind of stuff. Real food recipes. Why don't you tell your community that we're going to bring up their project and come bomb the comment section?
Hawk Tui, dude, I love it. Hawk Tui is in our thing, dude. I freaking love it.
There's and Pedro, I'm going along assuming that you have seen.
Spit on that thing? What?
Yeah, spit on that thing. Exactly.
Dude, I was shocked. Dude, that's an old clip though. I saw that thing. I've seen that thing, I think maybe a year now, right? Like,
I don't know how long. I don't know how old it is. All I know is that in the past week, it has absolutely exploded into the lexicon of the world.
Yep. This is the new, dude. Dude, it's so funny, dude. I saw this meme of it where this guy goes, world peace would not bring people together. Feeding the homeless would not bring the world together. And then it goes, names out like 15 things, right? Like, if you want to help little orphan babies, that's not going to bring people together. The one thing that brings people together, the bringer of all men, is the Hawk Tui. And it started playing the song, dude. I was sitting there, dude. I literally, dude, like spit in my mouth, dude. I was like, what is he gonna say? What is it, right? And then they start with the song, bro. And I sat there and I was just like, oh my goodness. Bravo. Like, what a way to I should have kept it. I should have saved it. I just started cracking up. Oh, it was so good. So good. The bringer.
It was, you know what? I'm going to go find their community and post it in case what's her name is not listening. Or his name. I don't know if it's a guy or girl.
Real.
Look at that bias coming out on me. Someone talks about recipes and I'm like, oh, it must be a girl. God,
yeah,
the young woke generation would string me up for that.
Yes, they would. And I can't believe you didn't say non-binary too, bro.
That will never happen.
That's one thing I love about crypto, dude, is that we can actually have a sense of humor about stuff, right? Dude, I mean, we're tame compared to most degens, you know? So it's just funny.
The memes in their Telegram group are, I mean,
the greatest.
I'm not gonna. I had it set up to bring them up earlier, but since we had that the crash.
Yeah. Oh, what up, Mikey?
Mike, what's up?
What's up, y'all? Hey, man. Well, what's so funny is I saw you down in CZ's thing, and I was gonna say, "What's up, Mike? Crypto Mike," but then we just started talking. Next time, dude, if I go in there and I start to mess with not CZ, why did I call him CZ? Caesar. With Caesar's calls, because I remember Caesar's calls back in the day, man, when the man would be sleeping literally in the Telegram just to bring people in because he'd BS with people, right? And he built that thing up into him and Maurice, man. So I mean, that'll be us one day. You'll be like, I remember when Pedro and Tom, only had like 10 people in their stuff. Oh, by the way, what's up, Daryl Lawton? Daryl Lawton
in the house. He was the first one on today. He couldn't wait. Yeah. He couldn't wait for us. No, this isn't working.
Love it. Et tu Brutus? What was it? Brute? Et tu Brutus? Brutus? That was Brutus. But
I don't know. One of those Europeans needs to tell us how it is.
I know, right? They're like, dude, why are we listening to these guys? Him and Maurice and Buck. Yeah, Buck, dude. What? Those guys.
Brute. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's the A.
Brute.
So I should be a accent over it or something. Et tu Brute.
Mm-hmm. Et tu Brute. Oh, yeah, that's me trying to be Spanish. That's hilarious. So here's my question though, and I'm gonna bring this up real quick, and now I'm gonna play a little bit devil's advocate. What if Gensler is doing this, right? He's trying to really push hard on crypto and what if he has his own agenda? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not, and that was the other thing I wanted to bring up is, could there be a possible other agenda? I'm a gender. Could there be an additional agenda you think that he could be having? Maybe like a run for some type of office, a run for something.
There's no way that guy couldn't win an election for dog catcher.
Dog catcher.
Imagine his political ads. Hi, I look like a pencil head eraser here, and I do everything that pisses everyone off. Vote for me. Gary Gensler.
The reason why I'm saying this is, I mean, what would be the point of him alienating his potential political boss, right? Like, if in a sense, let's say Trump gets in office, right? And he's sitting there, and all of a sudden, I mean, he loses his job. Right? Like, it's like, or he sits there and goes, you know what? I thought what I thought was best for the country, but what do you want to do, Mr. President? Right? Like, do you think that there would be a some form or something? Like, I'm just trying to think, because the alienation that he's doing and how he's hurting his political supporters ultimately is going to hurt him, because, like you said perfectly, the swing states, you've got to turn to them. You've got to pander to them. If you do not pander to them, you're not going to get an office. And we've talked about this. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
It can't possibly. The pandering in crypto doesn't work.
Yeah, you're right.
Says Gary ain't getting no Hawkta since the ETFs. I'm just gonna lay it out there. I'm just gonna lay it out there. I think Gary's given the Hawkta. I think Gary's not a receiver. I think he's a giver. And it's not from an orientation point
sweating.
of view. It's for gaining favor in political office and with things.
Yes. Oh man. Oh dear Jesus, help us. Oh, it very much could. It very much could. What's up, Hawk Tui? It's good to have all you guys here. Bomb the
HKTU.
bomb the what's up, Chris Maygard? Glad to have you, man. So
You have to say it right. It's spit on that thing.
spit on the stuff. Spit on the stuff. Man, that is
God.
Dude, the song on it, bro, is so. Did you hear the country song? Created by the AI. Have you heard it?
No.
Oh, bro, it is good, dude. It's like, I saw her from around the corner. She was giving it, like, dude, I was like, oh my goodness, dude, this thing is. Yeah, you saw it too, right, Chris? Dude, that is absolutely hilarious, man. I was like sitting there, I literally applauded. I saw this one meme. It was like, it was talking about how all these things couldn't bring men together to agree on one thing to bring like world peace. And it took a hawk to it for all men to come together and go, yep. Oh man, that's funny, dude. That was funny. Man, I wish I could play. Go ahead.
As any good thing that runs through the media and it's a cultural or social thing, it gets a meme coin. And I don't know if it's the only meme coin, but these fine folks on the BNB chain decided, wait, is it BNB or where are you guys at? I forget. What am I looking at here? Which chart am I looking at? I sent the link to you, Pedro.
Okay, I'll jump on it right now.
Yeah, it's BNB. It's not PancakeSwap. These fine folks established this token. They launched it the other day. And, of course, immediate interest. They rocked it. And as usual with these tokens, the early birders sell off and cheat the chart. But it's hanging in there. And it looks like with some good social media and some bunch of whatever they call us now, KOLs, key online influencers, or key opinion leaders. Bullshit. Talking about them, this thing could start flying.
What is their market cap?
Let's effing go.
Dude, I mean, they're only sitting. Where's their market cap at?
It's all the way on the
boom. Market cap. 5,000. They're only $5,000.
I know. We should just buy some.
Dude, I was gonna say, just buy it online. Just do it real quick, man. Like I mean, 5,000. Do we have like $5 or not? Why don't we just throw 50?
Let me find some BNB in the wallet here, in our team wallet, and I'll.
Yeah, I mean, what is it gonna do, right? Like if it skyrockets, right, dude? I mean, hawk to it. Here we go.
I sold our Sayatama on Sol, and bought another one. All the degens were talking about, so I flipped it into something else. Maybe give it a chance. And Sayatama is. At Chuck Jansen, ladies and gentlemen, our condolences to your grandma. Nobody likes to see the greatest generation go.
So sorry,
I just wanted to drop in, give a thumbs up, and go Hawk. You're a true degen. This is how you know you're a true degen. You're at your grandma's funeral. Poor 90-year-old lady. Survived thousands of tornadoes in Oklahoma. Grew up tumbleweeds and the depression and all that type of stuff. And and her grandson is degening
at the funeral. But I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be laughing, dude. My condolences, man. I am so
our
sorry.
Condolences too. And unfortunately, all of my grandparents have now finally passed as of I think it's been 5 years now. My grandfather died. Yeah, 6 years ago. And so the fact that you still have a grandparent up until today, as I always say, don't be sad that she is not here anymore. Always rejoice the fact that you will have the memories of your entire life knowing her, and you will keep those memories the rest of your life. And it's your job to share those with your children.
Yeah, amen. I love it.
But anyway, Hawk
Dewey, tell us about you guys.
Oh yeah, you try and get their community going while I see if I can find some money
Oh man.
to buy their project.
All right, guys, come hit this thing up. Let us know what's on. Come on, Chris. How big is your community, man? I mean, if you guys get this thing up and going, man, this thing's it could run.
I sent you the link to the chart. You bring it up on your thing and do
Yeah,
your thing.
I have. Oh, forgive me. The bubble flower. Here we are. I'll pull that up right now. All right, here we go. Hawk Tui. Yeah, so you guys now from
Chris Magard. What are you, a Nederlander?
Nederlander. So you guys consolidating
up in that part of the world.
A 5-minute chart. Where are we sitting?
At a little cold. I don't even know what that means.
Okay, nice. It's actually sitting right there on the
115 members and growing. Pedro's going to do his technical analysis of your chart. Doesn't care about the fundamentals, anything. He's just looking at the demand zones and the sell zones and where the chart says it wants to go. Whether it goes there, we don't know, but where it wants to go. It's
Hawk Tui. That's hilarious, man. Is there another Hawk Tui, or is this the only one out there?
Oh, I'm sure there's got to be more than one. I'm sure there's some on Pump Fun.
Yeah, dude, there's gotta be something big, like something real big. Did you guys start on Pump Fun, or did you guys just launch it off of BNB? Oh, I guess you couldn't. Yeah, because it's only Sol. That's silly to even ask. Sorry, I didn't think that through.
Yeah, they could have migrated, but if you're successful enough to get off of Pump Fun and onto Radium, then you don't go anywhere.
All right, so I'm looking at this right now. You guys got some nice little pumpage already happening right now. There you guys go. Within the last 5 minutes, man. Here we are. Let's pull this up here. Boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, look at this. We got some monies.
Look at that. Hawk Tui. Shoot, look at that thing. All right.
I got to say, in the long history of striking, and I've been on that planet a long time, so as they say, I might have run into a Hawk Tui situation one point in my life. I've never heard that sound. I mean, I don't know what this girl is doing, or what she was preparing. If she was preparing for war, or some circus act or something, but it doesn't need to be attacked. Like, which you gotta. I mean, they can finesse it too.
Launch off BNB. We all have. It's interesting. In circumstances.
At least 3.
At least.
You know what? There may have been some drunken ones in there that I just, as you say, you get a little older, you don't remember them all. Not possible to, really. Let me head over to Pancake Swap and see what I can do here.
There we go. Yeah, man, I'm already seeing it here. It's already doing a little pump right here. But I hope you guys grow, man. I know that I'll throw this out. Yo, did we send this to Zach yet?
Yeah, I dropped it in his room.
All right. Yeah. Get it going.
Kimchi, man.
I mean,
Turtling at the thought. The crying game.
Oh, dude, it was unique and fresh expression. That's probably what it was. It was exactly kimchi. That's exactly, man. It was so unique. I mean, in the reality, it was like, and her enthusiasm about him, it was so real. Like, it was fun. I was watching the Joe Rogan show about it, and it was so funny. He's like, dude, what impresses you is her like enthusiasm. And I gotta say, dude, is like that's what got me too. I was like, oh my goodness, she went all in. Like, she said, let's do this. And who is Pookie? I want to know who Pookie is. I'm a little jealous of Pookie in all reality, dude. Pookie legit. You're my one Pookie. Dude, that was like legit. Dude, shout out to Pookie, right? That's another one we need to see, right? There needs to be a Pookie meme coin, right? For a Hawk Tui for Pookie. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing that out there.
All right, I'm gonna bring up my screen real quick here.
Pookie is on Solana.
This can go on all day on this show. Mike's
that
like,
is
seriously?
seriously.
Of course it is.
Oh, Solana. Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got it loaded up here. We're going to buy some Hawk 2 right here on the air.
There we go.
You know what? You guys at Hawk 2, feel free to clip this thing out using either the YouTube or the Twitter clip feature. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Hawk 2 meme coin here loaded up into Pancake Swap. The meme, if you haven't been paying attention, the memes about Hawk 2, just spit on that thing, been taking over the internet. The girl that's did that is become world famous. Literally got her whole life ahead of her to just be famous for some of the most impressive stuff ever. And she has a meme coin after her now. Of course she does. And we're going to buy it live on the air here. We've got some USDT in our BSC wallet. And looks like they have a little bit of tax here. 1% liquidity pool. And 4% to marketing. And we're going to go ahead and buy it. Oh, look at that. It didn't capture my... I like that. Swapping through Pancake Swap right now. And...
buy that thing. There we go. Come on, confirm swap. There we are. How much did we buy? $10 worth? I can't see that.
We bought $70 worth.
Oh shoot, look, dude! If this thing does at least, bro, a 100x from where we're at, that's a $500,000 market cap, dude. Not bad at all. Not bad at all, dude. 1,000 for liquidity pool. It's 20%. Not bad. Oh, there goes, man. That's us right there. We bought $70 and it's just like ding.
Someone's gonna jeet that green candle. Like someone already is. Hey, Chris, whoever, if it's you, knock it off. But if it's someone else here, see all these little gains, and then someone jeets it and sells, and they do that sell the volume thing. Tell them to stop doing that. Tell them to let the chart grow a little bit and get some money about it. This is the bane of existence.
Well, just
every
let
chart.
the Hawk 2 grow. On
let
that
moisture circulate around the whole thing. Make a nice base down at the base of it, and let the thing grow. Come on, man.
Please, on that thing. Please, on the thing.
The person that's doing this saying, "Oh, look, there's a green. I'll just take the liquidity." That person needs to be shot because it just ruins charts and it ruins things. Like they'll say, "Oh, well, it went up 100 and I sold 90, so we're still up 10." No, you took the momentum out of the chart. Stop doing that. Let it consolidate and grow.
But here's the thing. Look at this, man. I got to admit, it came down to our area of demand, which is right here. It's a 5-minute demand, which is very small. But we're talking. This is a. It's very small, you know. But it's a 5-minute. It's a 5-minute and 1 minute system here. Okay. So look at this. It came down, and this actually came down perfectly, which is actually really impressive. It's already pumping down. Then we saw it put in some lower highs, lower lows. I expected it. But then this rally right here with the sell-off right here, you see these demand areas right here? Shows, man, there is some strength coming up in here. So the sellers came in and they were defeated by the buyers. So there's been some defense against sellers here. So, and the reality is these buyers took out these sellers. So the next thing, honestly, is all the way to the highs here. This thing could get some feet and run. I mean, in all reality, what is this right here? 4.8. Give me a 2x right here, man. I mean, shoot. And if this thing starts to get on, you know what I'm saying? If this thing starts to go wild, dude. If this thing starts to go wild, dude, I look forward to be able to sit there and say, I called the bottom, baby. Spit on that thing. Dude, we're talking.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the quality of the news and entertainment you get on the DYOR Media Network, ladies and gentlemen. Every day, bringing it to you live. This is how you get ahead in life, listening to us. That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's hilarious. But the biggest thing is, though, the biggest thing here is that we it's really the community. You guys are at about 160 plus. Man, build that community, man. Get out there, start doing. Take that money, put it into advertising. Get this thing running. You know what I'm
Clip
saying?
this video. I tell all these people to do that. Clip the video in social media, and hardly anyone does. It's free. Just do it. Get the word out. Let's moon it, baby. Get ahead in life. Sarah, we all need to get together and have a beer sometime. Your humor is at our level.
Yeah, it really is.
It is,
dude. You know what? On Spaces we've had him talk quite a bit. You sound so sophisticated. He talks like this.
I know he's
very
sophisticated voice. He's got a proper
Irish.
Yeah, proper accent. It's not a dirty guttural one like I don't know, like the Docklands out of London or the Docks out of Dublin or something like that. Yeah, it's a proper one, and so you're like, oh, this guy could be an audiobook guy. literally,
dude. You've got that voice, man, to sell, dude. Like it's like when I first wake up, right, and your voice is all good. Or like, what up, dude? How you doing? Like, it's all deep. His is like that deep, but it's all sounds sophisticated, as if he's like, I don't know, it just no matter what you're saying, it just sounds smart. Just sounds smart, bro. That's how it is.
We're shining your ass today, my friend.
Oh man, it's good. It's good. I can't.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Hawk
Tui.
Hawk Tui. Good luck to you guys. We're invested in it now. Now we have to save the disclaimer saying that we are invested in this one. But needless to say, none of this is financial advice. This isn't even for education. This is for entertainment value.
Entertainment purposes only. So
broken glass and weed. How do you get your voice like that? I chew broken glass and smoke a lot of weed.
Dude, I said, have you ever seen those? I've seen in real life those people who eat glass, man. I'm like, yo, like how? Like it just blows me away. I don't even get it. Like when they do it, I'm like, wow, dude, that's insanity.
It's insane in the brain. All right, let's bring another little clip up here. One of the things that I always like doing is watching these things here. I mean, you can't see it that well, but what is that? Yeah. Oh, that's a rocket falling out of the sky here. Yeah, no problem. What's my name? My name's Elon Musk. I can take 2 rockets at the same time. And land them. Like, there's one. There's the other one landing at the same time. No problem. Imagine if you told NASA, we want you to do this. They'd be, we have to land a rocket? Oh, you want us to do 2 at the same time? I watched the first time that Elon launched the Falcon Super Heavy, which is basically 3 of the Falcon 9 rockets, is when he launched his car into orbit around the sun. Not around the Earth or low Earth orbit or anything like that. He launched it into a heliocentric orbit so it would do a gravity assist around it and actually get to Mars. Unfortunately, it was a little off. Didn't get to Mars. It's going to just be in orbit forever. But I watched it with my daughter, and it was so amazing because he's playing a David Bowie song. He should have played Major Tom to Ground Control, but he played Spaceman, which is also a good song. Or did he play Life on Mars? One of those two. Oh, Spaceman was in the movie, whatever movie it was in. The Martian. He played Life on Mars. And just as the song kicks it from slow into the big musical flourish of it, is when the fairing opened up, and you saw that it was his car. But the guy operating the camera switched it to the weather radar instead of the fairing opening up and seeing the car. And so you lost the moment of surprise until they came back to it and showed the car in space. The video that they post online later, they didn't do that, but and it was so awesome. My daughter and I were like, "Oh my god!" It immediately piqued her interest in space, and having an education that would allow her to deal with the space industry one day. And then landed 2 rockets at the same time, and it was the most unbelievable thing ever. It just, even like just seeing him here, and if you could hear this, you can hear each one has a double sonic boom as it comes back down. It's going 600 miles an hour. When you see that the rocket here, the little dart here when it comes down, it's going above the speed of sound.
Wow.
And I know. And so is the other one, and it comes down, and when it lights its rockets, it's still going like 790, 800 miles an hour, whatever it is, 1,100, 1,200 kilometers an hour. And you can hear the boom, boom of the front of the rocket and the rear of the rocket coming back down through the sound barrier for both rockets. It goes boom, 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 boom. And it's just like, that was amazing. And I just bring this up as an interesting sidebar to keep you entertained. But of course, got to have the American flag in that picture. But where did he post that? Oh, it was a weather satellite. They launched the weather satellite. So I want you to take a look at this picture here, if you can see it that well. That's the Earth. He launches the rocket, and then within just a few minutes, not a few minutes, it was probably an hour, he's way out in geosynchronous orbit, out at 23,500 miles away from the Earth. And like, what'd you do today? Well, I struggled to get out of bed. I dicked around in my apartment for a while, and then I did this show. What'd you do today? Oh, I put a weather satellite into orbit around the Earth. You know, that's what I did today. Oh. Crypto Mike says, imagine if they made the math mistake they made with the first Mars landing. Well, they made the Mars landing. They just did it at high speed. They had a imperial to metric conversion issue with what was it? I forget the name of the lander. Anyway, it went into Mars at like 1,000 miles an hour. Oops. Whoops.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, in fact, it's my old company. We used Unigraphics as our CAD software. It's the same software General Motors uses, and so we used that because we worked as a partner with General Motors on a lot of the government's cars and that type of stuff. And so in everything, people are like, oh, in English, you use imperial system, blah blah blah. Everything is designed in metric in the automotive industry. And one of the tutorial lessons that the Unigraphics would give, and we'd make all of our engineers go through the tutorials, was an example of that Mars lander bike, in which they didn't have the settings right, and someone forgot to make the conversion. They took an old drawing from an old part that was made in Imperial, converted it to a new part, but still left some of the tolerances or something like that in Imperial, and the rocket or the thing hits the Earth. It's Mars at 1,000 miles an hour. Oops. So I found that a funny reference there, Mike. I still got this Hawk 2 up there running. Anyway, my side note about Elon. But anyway, Pedro, yesterday we talked a lot about Solana and that type of stuff in Ethereum. How about some of these other ones? What else? What's been on your radar on the major coins lately?
Yeah. I've actually been really looking at Matic. I really want to, like, I've talked about how right now we're sitting in Matic's supply area. Or
Love of
demand
God,
area.
please let that turn around.
It, like I said, I've been looking at them because I'm waiting to see, just like one day of just like a really good amount of volume step in. It's not per se, but what I am seeing though is that this is a good area of buying, right? Like this is legitimately a great area of buying right now. It's literally about 70% sell off from the highs of the 127%, at 55%, right? Or 55 cents when it was at $1.29. So this is a good little area that I like. So this is one of the things I've been looking at, and I bought a little bit of Matic here, but not a lot, just because I wanted to pick some up in case if it does start to get going. But it's looking like it is following that 8-period moving average again as it's continuing down. Also
When
AVAX.
did you hold on? Go back to Matic. I got a question
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
When did you draw those green demand lines where it came into that? When did
Oh,
you draw
it
that?
would it would have been right here. So when is this? Probably would have been up in here because I drew it on my show. Um, when I had my own show.
You drew
It,
those lines 2 years ago.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can go back and look at my old shows. I mean, if you click on my thing and go back, we can pull it up, and well, why not pull it up? Well, I
No,
don't know.
I'm shaking my head because it came true.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Obviously,
Um,
somewhere in this time frame, fundamentals could have changed, and it would
no,
have changed everyone's order books and all that. But they didn't in Matic. They've been very quiet. There hasn't been any news. There hasn't been any new major projects that have driven volume or anything like that. And
hmm,
if there's no new fundamentals, Pedro's going to be right a lot of the time.
yeah, pretty much. Um,
So what's
oh,
it got to do for this to turn around? Do you think it's going to come in this area like it did a couple of months ago and bounce off it and go back up, or is it going to trade through this?
excuse me a second. Accidentally. Matic. So Matic right here depends. So this is kind of the line in the sand here. So if we go below this and we start to trickle down, kind of like how right here, I had that green line right here, right? And we sold off and we were playing with it. This is similar, right? So this has got to hold. If this doesn't hold, then the next spot is 31 cent.
Oh,
Right.
that would be brutal.
Right. But here's the thing. Like, if it does, dude, I would say pick up more of, with the show wallet, let's pick up more of your small project that's on it. That's absolutely amazing. Right? Like, it's
He's
not.
referring to audit chain.
Oh,
Or
sorry.
no,
Our
that's fine.
sponsor.
Just referring to audit chain, which is on the Polygon chain, and
Yeah.
it is just suffering because of it. It announced audit chain announced all these good news, its node sale and everything when the price was at $1.20. And so all the money that's come in for that has just been eviscerated. Actually, it's not eviscerated; it's the literal sense of decimated. Down 1/10 of the original. Uh, Anyway,
But
Space Cat, congratulations on getting your security license back.
oh yeah, absolutely. You mean security license as in like financial advisor or security
No,
license?
he works security at an airport.
Oh yeah. That's a big deal, dude. Getting that.
Yep.
Absolutely. Dude, I saw this thing about you, TSA, man. It was so funny. It said, "It ain't gay if it's TSA," and he's wearing this shirt, and this guy is like literally being molested. The guy went over his junk, bro, like 4 times, and I'm like, bro, I mean, literally lifted the left side, lifted the right side, except the middle, right? Like the only thing he didn't really do. But I was sitting there going like, bro, holy crap, this is like nuts. Um, that was another, and the guy was wearing the shirt literally as it was happening, saying, "It ain't gay if it's TSA."
Sorry, the striking just came over to my join here. I'm talking to her for a second here.
Well, let me go over here. Let's check out because I've got a few babies that I'm looking at here. So, I'm definitely looking at Polly here. Because I mean, I do think there's a lot of good projects on Poly. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of projects on it that are really good. There are a lot of fundamental projects that are being developed. My project, we're looking to get on Poly, right? So, and that's going to change things. So, it's this aspect of as it slows down here, I'm looking for either this 31 cent area or potentially that 55 51 area. So these areas are definitely kind of like set in my head as buying opportunities, right? Anywhere kind of in here between the 50 and 31 is definitely it's just smart, right? And let's say that this takes off, okay? And the reason why I'm going to say this is because I want to make sure you understand the project that I'm running is going to kind of be a pretty fairly big deal. And so I want to accrue poly because I know that we're going to be there's going to be a lot of transactions happening because of it, and it's gonna be quite big. So when I see that, for me personally, and I need to do this because of SEC rules or whatever, I'm looking at poly because of that. So that's one of the reasons why. But in additionally to that, I think it's a great blockchain, a great blockchain. And in additionally to that, I think within it, it has really, they're just their transactions per second and some of the stuff they have coming up here is going to be phenomenal. The It's just, I think they're gonna it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna, if they break away fully and create their full system, right, apart from Ethereum, then it's potentially just another, I think, a bigger, what's the word I want to use, an upgrade up, an upgrade of Ethereum potentially, ultimately is what I look at them as. um AVAX is another one that I'm looking for, right? AVAX is another one, just simply because you can see, like, I drew this. When was this? 23, back in this level, and then I drew this one here. I expected us to come back down to this lower level here, back before the bull market started really, back in October, really pushing up, where we hit this all time at 65. Um, Potentially, and I know it sounds crazy, but I really thought that we were going to
Welcome
come
our
down to the
viewers on
2
X.
cent mark,
Appreciate
or
you
not 2
guys.
cent,
Join the comments. Add a
$2 mark,
comment. Join the conversation.
60, 80 cents area. So I was waiting for us to come down there. I had originally drawn this one right here. Like, when you look at it, like this one I drew, um, and we hit it and we sold off through it. Was this a?
Cops are coming for you again, Pedro.
Yeah, it happens, Um, that's why we got that bail fund called Hawk Tui. Um,
Tui.
Hawk Tui. Spit on that,
Tua.
man. Tua. So, like, this was kind of the area that I was looking at. Or was it that one? I think it was that one. I think it was this one right here. It's what on my show that I picked. So I think it was this one right here that I picked. Um, and you can see we came down here, we pushed up, and then we sold through it, and then so I erased that there. But yeah, these are just some of these areas here that I'm looking at that most likely it's most likely going to come down. AVAX again, I think, is another one that's undervalued. They have a really quick transaction. There's a lot of gaming projects that are on AVAX. So that's another one. I feel like once gaming really starts to take off and really mature, and crypto gaming, a lot of those projects are on AVAX. There's going to be a lot of transactions happening, buying and selling, but in particular, more or less buying, because what do people do in gaming? They like to put on these skins, they like to build up their character, and so that's an end game purchase. So when they go in, they buy, they got to buy AVAX, and then once they buy AVAX, then they're able to go ahead and then buy um, in-game purchases, so that money stays in the AVAX ecosystem. And I mean, when you think about roadblocks, I was talking to another gamer, and he was talking to me. He's like, "Listen, let me explain what roadblock. You know what? You know how they make their money?" And I go, "Advertising." And he goes, "Nope, no, there's no advertising really." He goes, "They make all their money literally because people want to buy and build up their character. It's like a status thing, like in
Right.
junior high and high school."
Yep.
And I said, "Really?" And I said, "Is it primarily like just kids playing?" He goes, "Yes,
Oh no.
but also there's a lot of adults who
Yeah.
spend thousands of dollars." And I'm sitting there going, "Hey, Tommy, let me see if they can hear us. Hello, can you guys hear us at all?" Yeah, there we are. All right, Tom is here. I lost connection. All I see is wheel going round and frozen. All right, yep, there we are.
Yeah, hold on. That was not the same problem. It was not the same problem at all.
All right, cool. So, like I said, I like AVAX and Matic for a fundamental reason, right? But I play the technical analysis because I feel as if it's a good play. I'm still mad that I didn't pick up a ton at $10. I mean, I should have. The key is when they get really, really big and they start to really get going, and I bet you there's going to be ways. Here's a question for you: can you buy fractal shares of AVAX?
I assume you can, like any other crypto.
Okay. I mean, I buy it more or less on, because I really want to start getting the rewards, the staking rewards. Once the government really starts to like understand how that is, what's the word I want to use? Like how big it is, how important it is, right? I think it's going to change the world fully, like how important staking really is, and staking rewards and how you're, supplying to the ecosystem. And I feel as if part of this aspect is one of the fundamental differences of like stock or whatever, right? I just really feel as if it's just a big deal. I feel like it's a big deal. So I think a lot of the top like AVAX, Dot, Matic are good ones.
Kimchi Kimchi Man says Pedro is behind the green screen. Yes, he's back there like the Wizard of Oz, pulling the levers, and it's on all in the markets. It's Bitcoin up, Ethereum down. Just so you know, Pedro, we can't. We won't be able to see your chart for just a minute here.
Oh snap! My bad. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I see it now. All right. Yeah, we'll just wait.
No, it'll come up in be 1 second here.
Okay.
Let's see. I actually had the blue screen of death there today, and I've never had that on this computer. So we know that not long in life for this computer.
On a side lighter note, on Cointelegraph, Bitcoin drops below traders' cost basis, raising concerns of a deeper sell-off. Whenever I see something like that, I think to myself, oh yeah. So potentially this is a news source. Now, yes, it's true, but a news source of, maybe a potential lot of sellers pushing down the market. And then I'm able to buy the market as it keeps selling off. So, if we start to see that, Pedro Damas can do charts without looking. I wish that was true. That'd be nice. That'd be very, very nice. But so when it comes to dots hitting our area here, we talked about this area a while back ago. I said once we sold off through here, if this doesn't hold, then the next spot is down here. And so as you can see, it literally was a hair away from it hit. What is this? The low of 540.
Crypto Mike, that needs to be a pump fun coin for sure.
What is it? What's it called? Make that into a coin. Pedro Damas. Holy crap, dude. If it does, y'all better pay me some money, man. I want part of the
There's no tax on those things. You got to buy yourself. On Pump Fun, it's all fair.
It's all fair, love and war here in crypto. But dude, I was literally it came down to 540 right here. What is this? Yeah, 540, and I had 533 as my entry level.
Thank you to Alicia Lean, or I don't even know how to pronounce your name, on Kick watching us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
The other one that I'm looking for, let's talk about AI projects, right? as you guys all know. I've been looking at this. ICP is one of the ones that I'm looking at, right? So let's go into that. Here we go. ICP. Definitely, we hit the below. This is our line in the sand here. We came below. Um, I do expect us to see ICP come down further, right? But right now, like again, there's a lot there. Nobody's sell or nobody's buying, and so we're kind of in a stagnant part. Stagnation. We're kind of stagnant here, as we're kind of going sideways here. But once people start to either start to buy because they think, oh wait, it's consolidating here, but there's no real demand until we get down into these lower levels here. So, but either way, I like ICP really from like $5 down. I mean, 511 is where I have it. Um, and I remember putting the lines here when we were like sitting up in this level here, like $15 area. So, I mean, this I expect to see it come down to these lower levels. Are we? Can you hear me? Did
I
we?
can hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm a freelancer. I mainly work with
I'm
big
getting pitched
screamers.
on Kick.
Oh, nice. Yeah, bro. Let's get some of that engagement, bro.
Yeah, I
Who's
know.
this guy?
It's good engagement.
Yeah. All right. So ICP, I'm seeing it like again down at like that $5.10, $5 area personally. Cat Caspa, which has been really interesting. I thought we would be coming down into this lower levels and potential down to the 7 cent, but we basically with a hair snap, man. Look at this right here. It came down to the 13 cents, and this area ranged between 13 cent oh 07 down to 10 cent. Right, right above it, man. Came to 13.61. So I'm sitting there just going like, man, it didn't come down to my level. Um, but we'll see what happens with Caspa here. That's another one I'm looking at. Also, where is it at? Theta, I did look at it, but I'm still expecting it to come back down further. What is it? Vet. Vet. I actually bought Vet. I'm pissed because I was just learning how to use KuCoin at the time. So I literally bought at the peak here. Like I'm like sitting at 25 cents. But I was just like trying to figure out how to use it, right? Like I'm literally like, I think it was this day. I remember because it was after the big green push up. And I said to myself, like this is gonna come down. Don't buy it. But I was like, I wanted to learn how to use it. So I think I threw in like $40, 30, $40 all the way up here. Which was so interesting. And then it came back down and we saw this. But I was like, just wait until this comes down. Find something else to buy. So on KuCoin, I have $40, which is now probably turned into what is that? What was that? It was 34, and that's now 2 cents is where we're sitting at for vet. Yeah, so I'm about 100% down on this on vet. um, so yeah, this right here is 2 cents. I want to expect the vet to be coming back down to 1 cent 33 ish area. If we see it start to pump here, it would be more at 2 cent, which is this area right here. What was it? Where is Crow? Here we go. So Crow, I want Crow. I'm expecting Crow to come back down, continue down to that 7 cent area. When it comes down to this area, I'm definitely this is kind of my buy area. I'm looking to be purchasing again down at this lower level here, and then again at 6 cent, and the other one is at 5 cent area for Crow for myself. We'll see what happens here though, and then now let's go to these guys here. Fetch. So Fetch has had a little bit of a pump here, right? We came down into our demand area here. Boom. And then we literally saw it push back up. I'm actually impressed with Fetch that it's actually fighting the broad market here. So that speaks volume of Fetch. I don't know if they went on a campaign for
All the AS stacks are are pumping. And NVIDIA tank. NVIDIA lost $450 billion off their market cap the other day.
Yep. Well,
Which I looked at that. I'm like, this I should buy some puts in NVIDIA. I should have bought whatever I could afford to buy, or at least just one. And I think it's got to come down. But like day after day, it was going up. Like one day it went up $1 trillion or something like that in one day. I'm like, talk about getting blown out in your options when that happens. But I'm like, it can't go on. It's got to go down. And I was like, I just put it out of my mind. And then it loses $450 billion. The puts everyone made like 40x on their puts. It was just crazy.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. We literally, okay, you see right here, guys, this is real important. So this is what I'm talking about. This is a good example of what I'm talking about. All right. So we're going to do this right here. This is a good example. So you see this low here? You see that? Here's the low.
What are you on, singularity?
Yeah, it's a singularity. Okay. So look at this. We literally went below the lows where there are all these sellers at. Okay. So we come down, we hit the sellers. They're now stopping people out. Okay. Stopping people out. They are absorbing all of those sellers. So because they're being stopped out, because all these people bought up in here, like a ton of volume of people buying here in singularity. And now you saw it skyrocket, boom, boom, boom. So as it's coming down, as soon as it came below the low of the previous low, there are stops sitting right here. So you see as it came down below the low, came down below this low, this is when you saw the explosion. I think this is a fake pump. I think for singularity Dow, this is a fake pump because it's hitting all of the lows here, right? So I expect to see singularity come back down now to the lower lows over here again. And again, you have another set of stops right here. There's no way that the institutions are going to let those stops sit. You have one, then you have another set sitting right here. So this is candy. Like they can't help themselves. It's like, I mean, potentially they could go up. I mean, but the fact that they took these stops here to push us up is one of those ones that I'm like, they're about to mess with people. Like, look, it didn't get above this high here. So the fact that this high didn't get above this high, I expect to see
That's some strong support. Strong support that's going to bounce off again, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing. There's all these buyers, or there's stops right here. Institutions have a hard time letting this go by. There's just no way they're going to let all these stops sit here without getting tested. There's just no way. There's no way, man. That's not how they play. They're ruthless, dude. Like ruthless.
Ladies and gentlemen, all right. Just so you know, we will be on the air tomorrow, Thursday, at the same time as usual. Friday, I'm going to be driving back to Toronto, so we're going to try the mobile full rant Friday at 12 noon or so on Friday. So we'll have our X Spaces for you. So join us then on the. Coming up. Why is this not changing? I guess I forgot to update the schedule here to mention that we'll be on Friday on X Spaces. See if we can get a good viewership there. And Pedro, before we get back to some other charts, back to some news real quick. I saw this headline and I thought it was like a joke or satire or a what if headline here. It says the expected pro-Bitcoin bill becomes law in the U.S. Full support for BTC and a ban on central bank digital currencies. I was like, what on earth is this article about? And I'm like, and then I noticed it's not the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. It's the capital of Louisiana. State of Louisiana passed a pro-Bitcoin bill. Accordingly, Louisiana passed pro-Bitcoin bill to protect access to Bitcoin and block central bank digital currencies from being used in the state of Louisiana. Bitcoin rights became a law. This is the second state to do that. blah, 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 sponsored by, according to provisions of drive law, the law in question ensures that individuals can hold their BTC safely and allowing businesses to transact in BTC without legal barriers. Obviously, a federal law would overrule that. But I thought that was interesting because also at the same time in the United States House, Representative Matt Gaetz, who
Yep.
is a whack job, but Matt, all good things your way, please. If you're introducing bills like this, thank you. Bill to allow the payment of federal income tax with Bitcoin as in the U.S. has been introduced. Admittingly, the IRS it does allow some taxes to be paid with cryptocurrencies, but I think they're only allowing. I couldn't find my research on this on stable coins. But he wants to make sure that all crypto can be used. And I bring this up in the fact that another state is at 100% pro crypto legally. Like they put it into law. I mean, Wyoming technically is also one, and so is. I mean, there are five states that have passed laws allowing DAOs in their states.
Arizona.
And so there's a number of states here that are clearly pro crypto. Arizona is also a swing state, and they're going down the pro crypto road too. What? Tara says Cletus and Bubba like BTC.
I saw that. I was like, started laughing.
But anyway, and then we have the knucklehead. Where did here? Mr. Give the Hawk Tour. I mean Gary Gensler.
Fighting.
He's trying to push the wave back, the wave of crypto and digital assets, and it's not working because if Congress is starting to pass laws, if Louisiana and other states are taking the initiative and passing laws, it's not like there are no states that are doing the opposite. Usually in every topic, abortion, guns, you name it, any of these things that are always in the news, one group of states is trying to suppress it, like, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. And another group of states is saying, yes, let's go, let's do it. And it's not like one party is always the yes party and the other side is always the no party. It's their yes and it's topic sensitive on which they're yes and no on. But there are no states out there saying we better put the brakes on crypto. We need to regulate crypto and this type of stuff. There are plenty of bills in state legislatures that get nowhere. There's one in Illinois that the guy submitted, said all blockchain transactions have to be reversible, so grandma doesn't get scammed. And they're like, that's not how blockchain works. And he's like, well, just reverse them. And they're like a bank does. And they're like, this is not how blockchain works. and so trust me, when you can search the news and say, well, there's all these bills introduced and blah, blah, blah. None of them get anywhere. But the pro crypto ones do get there, and they get all the way to the governor's desk for signature and things like that. And that's how you know that the tide is really turning for everything. And guys like this they just suck the soul right out of you, don't they? It's like the Grim Reaper showed up, right before a thunderstorm when it gets cool, and the heat leaves. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, something bad's about to happen, and it's because Mother Nature's raining thunder and lightning down on you. That's the same with Gary Gensler. He just brings that out. And so I'm sure he's a nice guy at a cocktail party, probably, has friends and plays golf or whatever, does all the normal things. But in the land of finance, it just sucks the life out of everybody. And Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple, not change. Said that the Security and Exchange Commission, Gary Gensler will cause Joe Biden to lose in the 2024 presidential election. Indeed, Garlinghouse took to X to speak on about the SEC head, specifically his effect on the country's current state regarding digital assets. Ripple and the SEC have a well-documented history, yada, yada, yada. And Ripple XRP CEO says Gary Gensler will cause Biden to lose the election, according to Watcher.guru. Garlinghouse says SEC will lead Trump back to White House. Garlinghouse is just talking about this. Pedro, how long have you and I been talking about this?
Dude, I think since the very beginning, even our first talks, we were talking about stuff like this.
Yep.
So I mean, was that a year plus now? Like we were talking about CBDCs and the system and how it's all set up, and then in additionally to that, how they're trying to bring in that system, and it's all being tried, and like, and the reality is that it's a privacy issue is what they're fighting, right? It's really the privacy issue of, do we allow our citizens to have really true privacy slash self-governance, or do we want to keep them air quotes safe, right, air unquote, from the big bad finance people in crypto? And it's like, no, you're
Here's
trying.
Gary getting ready to juggle your octo. Sorry to interrupt your thought train, Pedro. I don't like it when you do that to me, and I just totally did it to you.
You're like, getting you back. Bro, that is a great dude. There needs to be, dude. Clip that. Send that to the Hawk Tui guys. You got to, dude. You got to, dude. Go get it, dude. Copy and paste that, bro.
I just did.
Say, make a meme. Here you go. Oh man, that's gonna be great.
You know what? I'll bring it up in Photoshop and crop them out.
Oh, but dude, we've talked about the whole entire CBD thing for a while. We've talked about how
CBD?
or
We're
CBDC.
talking about the THC?
But it all comes down to, I think states understand the importance that their people want to have for, discretion and the ability to be able to be, just, this gives people again freedom, and not being pigeonholed into a system that is almost oppressive now, right? Um, as we keep moving forward, I mean, China and what they're doing with using the blockchain and setting up their system of their own CBDC, it's a privacy nightmare. It's just it's
Oh,
scary.
crazy.
It's truly scary, right? And so it's just, I think they see what's happening in other parts of the world and saying that potentially could come here. We need to be smart, and so that's why I feel like as we keep educating people and helping people out, that right there is what's going to solidify crypto. It's saying, look, this keeps the government in check, just like the three branches that we have in America, right? I bet you, man, there's going to be a ministry of crypto that's going to come out, and it will govern parts of how our government works down the road, because it's such a, well, it's self-governance in a nutshell. In a
Sorry, I'm
nutshell.
working on this Gensler thing in the background here.
I love how you're giggling. All right, let's check out some of these things here. Good news play, man. Good news play. Let's talk about Shiba Inu here. So we talked about Shiba Inu coming up from this level yesterday. Expected to see a sell-off here. We are seeing a bit of a sell-off as we're coming down. So I'm expecting us to see at least come down to the 00016 area, but I expect to see, once it starts to pick up steam again, we should see another couple days of big red candles coming in. So it will probably be coming at this low. Once we start to see it close, if today closes or tomorrow closes at the 1650 area, right? This is that area, 1660, 1650 area. The next day we should see a sell-off that continues the downtrend until we get down to these lower levels of 000. I think that's 50. No, 401. 401088. So this is the area that I would expect to see it come down to. Dot. I like dot. Dot is. I'm still very bullish on dot. It's in my area. If this thing was to come down to the $3 and $2, man, that would just make my day happy. Um, let's check out. I already did that one. Let's check out. We did Dow. Which one was Singularity Dow here? What was this one? I forget. Render. This is render token here.
What's
Um,
render doing?
render.
It's not recovering like fetch and singularity.
Well, it did because this would have been it right here.
Mm.
This would
That's
have
it.
been yeah.
Sorry, that's it.
Boop. But
Boop.
again, boop. But it's playing off the 200-day period moving average here, right? So I'm expecting it to at least come down to $5 here. As we come down into these lower levels, like we should see, and this is where this is at. Remember, I talked about where stops are sitting. I'm going to say here's a stop area. Okay. So we came down stop. You can see how it pushed things up. Then the next one's going to be right here. Okay. Which is going to be the 635 area. And then they should take it down to this level here. And at this lower level is when we should see it come down into our 562 area because it'll take it'll take the stops. They'll do a stop run, which will be so sad, man. All those guys who made money here, but they'll do a stop run, come down, hit the 6 or the 562 area, 528 area, and then from there we'll see what happens here. We'll probably see some consolidation and then push back up into our elections. So that, like I said, I'm expecting elections to get crazy. Starknet, this is the other one I saw, dude. I was like, Starknet looking hot. Like I was like, look at this, dude. This is sexy. I mean, it's funny. This is sexy to me, dude. This is like what? Like, look at that booty.
Tell us why, Pedro. Starknet.
Starknet is a good. It's a AI play.
I like Tony Stark.
Yeah, and I mean it's an AI play.
Tony
People
Stark beard going here.
Absolutely. So for me, I'm looking at this going, dude, it's at all-time highs. Things aren't moving in. Dude, I get to buy this at 60 cents, right? Almost at its lows of 50 cents. Dude, this makes a complete sense for me. Like just to play this and see what happens.
Look at that. Everyone thought they were getting rich with that $1 billion airdrop.
Yeah.
In March or whatever. And really, as predicted, I think we talked about it. We did a whole show about Starknet. Like it's going to sell off, and it's sold off to the point now to almost their launch price, and or no, not even a launch, just in their lows of the initial day, and that's the time to buy, right?
That's exactly time to buy. This is when like around this area, we could even see this thing again. This is not financial advice, and this is only for educational and entertainment purposes only. But as for myself,
disclaimer running here, read it.
Oh yeah, you have it. Dude, I love it. We probably should make that black, so people can really see that.
Well, then you have the black chart, and nobody can see it.
Oh, you're right.
But I have a white with outline fonts, and it works all the time. Not great, but half the time you can see it clearly. Half the time you got to sort of read it.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's a good idea. All right, so you can see here. Now we could see some price discovery. If this thing gets below 50 cents, I'd expect to see it fat because there's all these stops here. So again, this is an AI project. That's a legit AI project, right? They're doing big stuff. And for me, I sit there and I go, dude, awesome. This area 50 cents. I mean, even if this was to go down to zero at 60 cents down below, I'm gravy here. Like this isn't bad. So once we get going again, and if Trump gets in office and we start to see crypto boom again, that's when a 5,000 or not 5,000 a $5. This is an easy 10x for me.
An easy 10x. Starknet. Yeah. Pedro calling it right now. An easy 10x on Starknet.
Well, that's it's at 60 cents. Even if it's a 2x, I mean, all it's got to do is go back to its previous support level, which now is resistance, and that's $1.30. I mean, you're sitting there. It's a 2x at least right there. And then to call it, this is my break. Remember, we put this in as a break-even area. If it comes back down, this is the line in the sand. Look, you see how it played, came back, retested, and then sold off. So
right,
it's just, it's going to do the same thing to here. This will be another kind of line in the sand. This would be this area right here. right? And that's what is that? What is that sitting at? A dollar 11. So I guess almost a 2x here that we could sit on a major coin. I mean, like really, like nice, right? Like nice. Um, which one was this? Devor? What was it? Was it Devor or which one was this one? I don't know what it
Or
was. I don't know. So, this is the other one I wanted to bring up. So look at Alphium. This was the thing that I wanted to bring up one day. So these guys exploded. Remember these guys exploded, and we talked about how this was this turned into a supply area. This is once it sold off through, it came back up and fell as supply, and then but you can see we came down, bounced off this area, boom, sold, boom, came back down into our area right here. First hit, shot up to the 8. I would have been advising not to buy in at this point because the 8 was definitely trending. Boom, but you saw it play. Then right here, as we start to see the 8 start to get played with, it comes back down, shoots back up. We hits resistance, comes back down now. So the next play on Alphium, right, is a dude like $1.30 is good, right? But this 72 cents is better, man. Like I'm like, dude, that's sexy, dude. Like that 72-cent area to pick up at that level potentially. And then after that, the next level would be literally the 19-cent area, 19 and or 40. But I don't think we're going to get, I mean, it's going to be hard because I mean, there's just so much, I don't think there'd be enough, I don't think there's enough buyers coming in at, like if you look, there's people are still selling off. So like it potentially could be coming back down to that 72, 65-cent area is really what I'm looking at. Like if that thing starts to sell off, I'm picking up, I mean, you can pick up $200-300 right here, and all of a sudden you've got 200-300 of Alphium, right? And if
right.
this thing goes up and it starts hitting $3, $4, $5, it's another play. So these are just the plays that I'm kind of looking at right now as we're moving in. So,
all right.
yeah,
Well, we've got some. There's not a lot of viewers left at this time of the show here, but we'll do it again at the beginning of another show. We have other cool websites now. And speaking of our cool website here, I've always said for the DYOR Media Network in general, I've always had just a link tree as the main website, and I finally got to the point. It's like, all right, we're starting to get attention. We got the big show coming up in Toronto. Better have a proper website, and so now we do. Crypto Media Unleashed, bringing you the best shows and content about digital assets and financial freedom. DYOR Media Network, and these pictures are kind of placeholders until I can figure something else out. But our shows, DYOR Live, Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked, DYOR Now, Full Rant Friday, Crypto Chit Chats with Carmen, who hasn't done one in a while, my ad, but I'm going to change that. In our historical shows that we don't really do anymore, but they're still out there on our channel, the Space Lounge AMAs that Carmen and I used to do. And right on the channel or on the website here, we have you can click through to our various showcases and playlists of shows here. And including Full Rant Friday, the Space Lounge stuff, on-air personalities. Look, that's what Pedro and I are, on-air personalities, which means we're for sale. Thomas Herlihy, Pedro Garcia, Carmen Crypto, and then I'm going to add a section of frequent guests, like people that we have on the show a lot, as soon as we get a couple more people on the show a lot. But other cool sections up here. This one is what near and dear to my heart here. Can't really read it on this, but it's sponsor our shows or hire our personalities. If you're a project out there that needs a spokesman or a host for your show, or to promote or for us to work as a speaker or something like that, or to do whatever, just get in touch with us. We offer all kinds of services, product placements and logo placements like the ones you see in the banner here for Audit Chain, Camuso CPA. And of course, our partner sponsors, World of Rewards, and the DeFi Dojo. And of course, segment sponsors like the DeFi Dojo. They sponsor the Dojo segment, which I was trying to have one this week. Looks like we're going to have one next week. And we're looking for more segment sponsors. And of course, we're always looking for technology sponsors right here. As I say, as you've seen my computer crash frequently. Tom, need new computer. Need new software. Need someone to sponsor that. And we'll obviously talk about whoever that sponsor is. Then we need trade show partners. If you're someone that wants to get your name out at trade shows, our mobile studio that we set up at trade shows needs you. It's you, ladies and gentlemen. So contact us. Let us know. Engage our personalities. Like, for instance, Audit Chain hired me to host their podcasts. And we produce live events. This one for an old token. I used to produce their AMAs for them. So that. Pedro, I got to take this call real quick.
Excellent. All right. So let's go ahead and jump back a little bit into the charts over here. One of the things I do like about this, and this is where, like, let's go ahead and pull up here real quick. You can go through here, like we've already gone over this here. Oh, that's what it was, near. That's one of the ones I'm going to go over. Where's near? Near. Here it is. Boom. Near literally, so it came through our area here, sold off, pushed back up. This is the part that I thought really interesting here for near, right? So near this area, and I need to take this off. Boom, boom, boom. It came down to this area here, and we saw a push, but we're hitting this 50 period moving. Oh, shoot. There we are. So we're hitting this 50 period moving average, or the 200-day period moving average sitting right here. And this, what I found so interesting was this aspect of it keeps flirting with that 200. And partly when this happens, this means like people are just loading up to sell off. So when I was looking at near, I'm looking down at these lower levels of the 30 or $3.80 to the $3.55. This was an area that I thought to myself, like, again, this would be like a 3-4x. You know, we could get up to the $10 mark and $13 mark in the next push up from the crypto, you know, from this pullback here. This is what I was looking at as well. What it was, Pepe. We talked about Pepe kind of pushing up, and I expect to see some type of sell-off here coming back down to the area. What was else? Here we go.
Wait, hold on. What's up with Pepe there?
Oh, no. Pepe is starting to show some weakness again. We'll find out what happens here. If we close down at this lower level here near or below the 50, that's the gray line right here. If we see this close below here, then I would expect to see it come back down and continue down for Pepe. So that's another one to look at.
Yeah, that's the Moon Boys are pushing that one hard.
Hardcore. But again, them buying only gives fodder to the institutions. So, like, you know, like they're like, oh, nice. Now we have something to. Now we have orders. We don't have to manufacture this push up so that, you know, that was the other thing I wanted to bring up. What I found really interesting is that most Moon Boys don't do TA, don't really understand fundamental, right? And the same aspect, I like they play like really bad traders. Like, so it's like
that's why they're called Moon Boys, Pedro.
But what I'm saying though is that
which I'm guilty of being occasionally too. I know it.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, excitement. That's why we get excited. What was I gonna bring up? Shoot, I forget. Anyways, theta. Oh, that's what it was. Whenever the Moon Boys are sitting there and talking, a lot of times they're feeding literally the institutions, buyers or sellers, the opposite of what they need. Like they literally trade like horrible traders. So it's like I sit there and I'm like, man, like crypto's a perfect running ground for institutions right now, because whenever it's going up hard, right? Like institutions are sitting there going like, cool, we need to offload. So, and the Moon Boys come out like, oh, it's going to the moon. So it's hilarious. I'm like, dude, that's why they want to get into crypto, because literally Like they don't have to sit there and pay CNN. Like these moon boys are the ones who are going to sit there and play CNN for them. Like, because they're the ones who, the masses go to and look at. And so all they got to.
Troublesome says, I remember my first beer. The question is, when in the show would that have been relevant? Let's try and figure out where he's joined us in the show.
Beer. I remember my first
What were we
beer.
talking about today that he must be 30, 40 minutes behind.
Oh, wow. Just send a text in there and let them know, hey, catch up.
Well, we're getting long in the tooth here anyway, Pedro. I got a lot of stuff to do today. You could not believe the mess I have behind the great green screen here. It's behind the screen here. Let's think I can show it. I've got my old trade show booth set up for my old company in the old apartment here. And I'm going to change these banners to DYOR Media, and I'm going to use this for the. And so the place is a disaster right now. My daughter walked in, and all I heard was, "Oh my god!"
It's a good thing Miss Striking loves you.
Thankfully, Mrs. Striking is in Toronto right now. Or Ottawa. I think she's in Ottawa. Yeah, she's in Ottawa. she's not here because this would not go over, not go over well. And unfortunately, neither of the places we live have like either a basement or a loft in which I can just put stuff in and not worry about it. No, I guess Troublesome isn't that far. Oh, now they're coming to get me, Pedro. I'm gonna go and mute.
No, don't go. Troublesome. I'm gonna let him know. Trub.
Oh, they're coming here. The ambulance and fire truck are
pulling in. They got to go save somebody's life. It's really interesting. All right, man. Well, I really don't have much to talk about here so far today.
Like someone at the Golden Nugget went down.
Oh no. A gold nugget. That's not good. Boom. Here we are. Come on down. Come on down over here. That's exactly where I want y'all to come to. Came down here to HNT came down to $2.98, $3. If we can see if we can push through this area, next spot is at $1.50. Pick up a ton.
Where's our man Jesus been? He's our prolific poster. Oh, yes. Another one coming.
Oh, it's happening, man. Stuff's going down. Hit the live button.
All right, let me just see if there's any more news things here. I'm trying to go through these methodically so we can create some shorts if we can here.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, here. Let's bring up my screen here.
Yes, we need Jesus to return. I agree.
Well, strangely enough, Pedro were having a discussion about that earlier today.
Yeah, yes, we were. How
that's good.
How they could galvanize.
Yes. Daryl says, "When will Jesus return?" Do you know how many people are asking that question in the whole world right now?
Yes.
There's a couple 100 million people asking that. Billion Catholics and a bunch of other people too are asking that question. But we're talking about Jesus, our car dealer friend from San Francisco. I wonder if he'll all turn my water to wine so I can trade for crypto. Well, some of the news that was recently came out are, I don't know if you recognize them. They never show this picture of him. Whenever this gentleman is shown, it's always it's never, hold on. It's always one of these pictures. The younger Julian Assange. He was released from prison. This is a lot of the age they always show him here. He's released from prison. He was in prison in the UK. Remember, he holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy for, I think, 7 years or something like that. And because his WikiLeaks released that big trove of State Department classified documents that the soldier in Germany had access to.
Yep.
And in the U.S., once the U.S. prosecution gets on your case, it never lets go. And so he just stayed in the Equatorial Embassy until he was finally evicted from it. And the British arrested him on behalf. And so he sat in jail, fought extradition to the U.S. successfully, and was basically the Brits weren't ever going to extradite him. So they had to come to an agreement. And he flew to a U.S. territory of Saipan, out in the Pacific Ocean, went to a U.S. court, pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to distribute, protected secrets of the United States, and then flew home to Australia, where he was basically greeted as a hero. And he is a hero of the free speech movement. I shouldn't say movement of it. It's not a movement. It's one of those rights you're born with, free speech.
Given right.
Not even by God, just by being born, you have that right. Hey, Vincent, thanks for joining the show from the village of Wara in Nigeria, middle of tough place, as Vincent says, tough place to live. But anyway, Julian Assange is now a free man, and that man is going to start making the circuits on online shows. Because when he went into the joint, they didn't have online shows. And now he's going to be all over it, kind of like Ed Snowden is all over things. And it's going to be wonderful to hear him. He's going to be a major celebrity, even more than he was. So good luck to him. I am in the crypto community rallied around him and paid his $500,000 fine.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. In fact, one particular whale just paid the whole thing, or paid most of it, I believe. I had the article up, but when I crashed it... Oh, wait, here it is. The Bitcoiner contributes to Julian Assange's freedom, pays $500,000 debt in BTC. Yeah, that's just amazing. Let's see. Stella Assange. Urgent. Emergency appeal for donations cover massive USD $520,000 debt. Oh, debt for jet. Julian's travel freedom comes with massive cost. Julian will owe $520,000 obligated to pay back to the Australian government for a charter flight. He was not permitted to fly commercial airlines or routes to Saipan and onward to Australia. Any contribution, big or small, is appreciated. And one guy coughed up $500,000 for that in Bitcoin. That's amazing.
It's actually really cool. What's interesting is, talking about how people just pay in Bitcoin and stuff like that. And we were talking about, governments and small governments, wanting to take on Bitcoin standard and stuff like that. But in addition, states, I thought to myself, dude, how many senators as well as congressmen actually mine Bitcoin?
That's a great question.
I would love to know that. Because it's pretty much when Bitcoin's above 60, even, what is it? Is it 30,000, 20,000? Right? That it is, you're spending more money. I forget what it is. What's their energy rate?
The cost to mine Bitcoin right now, I think is in the high 40s, $40,000 a Bitcoin, I think. So these guys aren't making much. In fact, Hut 8 just announced on their analyst call that the analysts were not happy, and they're like, tough out there. They're having really put the screws to us, and they need if the mining industry needs the price to get up to 100,000, 120,000, then they'll be good. But right now they're operating close to, their costs, and the companies that have a lot of debt are screwed right now because they better have a lot of cash reserves. Just wait for that price to get up.
Yeah, get up to the to a higher level. It has to. So I was just wondering, how many senators or how many congressmen actually have miners actually mining coins, and obviously Bitcoin's not the only one,
I would bet that a lot of them have a lot of senators have kids or grandkids that do it. And the
Absolutely.
House of Representative guys, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them dabble in it themselves, or at least did before that they became congressmen. Now they're just so busy, maintaining a server farm is very difficult. And troublesome, right? Most of these folks have exposure to mining through mining stocks. That's absolutely true. Although they'll probably be selling them. Those mining stocks are rough lately. Rough.
Speaking of it, let's talk about base.
It's all about the base.
About that base. I was looking at it, and I was looking at Facebook. It was funny. It was actually on Zach's stock base. BAS.
Yeah, they feel BTC itself is too volatile. Wait till they see mining stocks, how fast they go down. Then they'll see volatility. I mean, I'm sure the Hut 8's share price took a hit.
All right, boom. So here we go. Coinbase Global. So we hit, and I'm glad we actually went over this. So this area right here, we came through, sold off, came back, couldn't get, but blew right through this area. So let's go to make this. Boom. Set this right here. I like what's going on with Coinbase right now, dude. Is this really Coinbase? I don't think it's Coinbase.
Oh, it's on NASDAQ, right?
Yeah. Maybe I was wrong, dude. I thought it sold off more than that. Base. Coinbase.
Yeah, the MicroStrategy, right, Troublesome. The MicroStrategy. If you want to have fun in the options markets, play the options in MicroStrategy. It's a wild ride over there, and the volumes of buys, of puts and calls in the MicroStrategy stock are unbelievable. I mean, they're not that big of a company. They're $1 billion in sales company of their own products, and in their options market, yeah, I mean it's deeper than most companies that are in the Fortune 100. I mean, every price range, very liquid. You don't have to wait for fills. Boom, things are filled. Boom, things are filled.
Yeah. Say that again. I'm sorry, I missed what you just said.
I was just saying how deep the options market is in MicroStrategy.
Oh, what is it? Like, what do you
I
mean?
think you have Coach Base up there.
I did have Coach Base. I was sitting there looking at this, and I was even going over Zach's. I was like, I think this is off. Like, I was legitimately looking at this going,
what is Couch Base?
I don't know, dude. Like, I just was sitting there going, like, I was looking at it going, like, am I tripping? But I was like, nah, I looked at it. And then I realized, like, I'm an idiot right now. So, Zach's probably.
At least you said it.
Yeah, hey, man, I have no problem. You're right. I got to stop saying that. So Coinbase just came through here. You can see we're starting to see a sell-off here. We put lower highs, lower lows. I would expect to see us come back down to this lower level here.
All the way down to the green line? Or
Yep.
Which one? This one?
Yep. That 132 area. Definitely. If we start to see a broad market sell-off, I would want to see it right here. This is where I would expect to see Coinbase come down to. Absolutely. NVIDIA. I thought it's weird. Some of these like disappear. I don't know if I accidentally on my tablet like kill it, or I hit the X button accidentally.
Not NVIDIA.
No, I know. I wanted to bring NVIDIA up here though real quick because it's a juggernaut. We were talking about this. This is when they had their 10-to-1 split. I think the split was right here. So people bought in on the 10-to-1 split. And what typically when people are buying in like this on splits, the institutions use this as a way for them to go through and take profit, right?
Take
At
that
all times.
liquidity. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's exactly a lot of times what it's about. So institutions sit there and will say, hey, do like a big split, and then we'll be able to offload our, and you can see literally it went from 126 to 140, or basically like $1,226 all the way to 1,400, right at the peak here. So that right there, as we started to see stuff, you can see that's just nothing but institutionals exit liquidity. Boom, 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 boom. Then they let it go. They let them keep buying it. So it's like they're meeting it. Anyways, all that to say is base. That's what's happening here with Coinbase. So there's a lot of money coming into Coinbase, right? And then you can see here, I'm just seeing basically them come through and take off liquidity. The only part that we could see this thing that's the next holdup is really the 164 area on the 200 period moving average. If the 200-day period moving average here sits, right, and this just comes down to it, I'd expect for this to come down and literally tap this. If they consolidate here, then potentially we won't see a sell-off. But I don't see that happening with currently right now with what's going on with BTC. Because BTC, I expect to see a sell-off. MicroStrategies here. If you want to buy, do they? No, they do not do splits. They stay with crypto. Anyways, man. Yeah.
All right.
That's what I expect. Let's check out that trade here real quick. We were talking about. Okay. At the beginning of the show, so we were up in this level here. It said it happened, so we came down, sold off. Now probably will continue to go down throughout the day. So we'll see what happens. But I expect to see something like this as it just pushes down. What is it playing off of? What moving average? It's the 2 hour. So 2 hour, as always, is really starting to play off of this. The only thing that might be the saving grace here is that there's really not a there's not really a seller wick right here on the 2 hour chart here, right? You saw here it came up and then now it's selling off. So we potentially could see a retracement up to this level again, but I don't expect it though. I expect to see us continue down into that 59,000 area again to get more buyers potentially right here. That's it.
All right, Pedro. I think we've had a good show today. Got a lot of good content out there. I've got a lot of work to do this afternoon still. I got to take down this mess in my apartment here and work with Striking Et on a website.
Awesome. That's the daughter, or is that the wife?
No, Mrs. Striking is the wife. Striking Et is the daughter.
Yes. There you go. Sorry. Tell Miss Striking that my apologies. But Miss Striking is pretty cool too. So, it's not a bad way to
Mrs. Striking is definitely very cool. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
I just saw this right here. Oh, wow. Just came in on Watcher Guru. Justin, anonymous Bitcoin donor, pays for Julian Assange $520,000 jet after his release. He looks good, bro. He actually looks fairly good. He doesn't look that old. You see this?
Wait, which picture are you looking at?
Oh, I'm gonna send it to you. I actually there's the Let me say I'm just gonna send it to you. Where are you at, Tom? Here you are. Look at it. It's actually pretty interesting.
Poor guy hasn't seen sunlight in a long time. He's the whitest man on earth.
Yeah. Like Jet, dude, he's like, kind of looks a little bit like, I mean, for living in a.
If anyone deserves some hawk although in jail, you can kind of get it if you want
it. You see it? Did you get it?
Yeah, and walk into the plane.
Yeah. I'm ready.
I'm just going to put that one back on the screen again. Why isn't it not coming up on the screen?
No, I see it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anyone deserves it. I enjoyed having the talk to a community here. That's for sure.
It's because we're great. It's absolutely great. Can only hope. Let's check. Let's see how our investment is doing so far. Oh, dang.
What? Not doing well?
Oh no! Wait, is this Hawk 2? No. They were. Is it here? What's One Punch Man?
That's Sayatama. We're out of that. We sold that turd.
Shark Dog.
Shark Dog.
Yeah, they came on one day, remember?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
So we looked them up. Shark Dog. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up here. Let's see how our investment is doing. Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, hearing that music signifying the end of the show. For those of you that stuck around to the end, you guys are amazing. For those of you who joined us in the middle of it, you're amazing. For those of you who joined at the end, you're also amazing. The fact that you'd put up with 2 hours of this BS is unbelievable.
Just goofing around.
Let's go look at the numbers here.
Oh, there we go. Not bad.
Not
bad at all.
Oh, of course someone sold it off.
I think we got in right here. It was right here when we got in.
There's one of the members there sells off all the buys.
But I mean...
It's a mistake. They got to stop doing that. Let it consolidate. Don't just sell off the buys. It destroys people's confidence.
But it looks like it's finding support here, though. So it pushed up, came down, it's finding some support, and then it potentially could be going up even more. What is their market cap now? Market cap 5,700. Nice, man. We bought in at, what was it, 4,000, 4,700. Not bad. Liquidity jumped up, dude. It literally was nice, man. Liquidity almost went up like $200.
Well, there we go.
There we go. You know what I'm saying? Some of that Hawk 2 helping out. 58 holders. They just got to go through, man, and just start getting it pumping. That's it. Just start telling people about us. Or not about us, but about them. And all of a sudden we start to see some big movement.
Gotta get it pumping.
Pump it. Gotta pump it. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the show today. Thanks for joining, everybody. Really appreciate it. It looks like it's a light show today. Only 42 views on YouTube. Let's see what happened on X here. Only 21. It's a light day in X. My tweets aren't getting the coverage they used to. And on Twitch and Kick, another 10 total. So a little over 50 people today. As I say, a light day, but that's all right. We had a heavy thumbnail with a heavy topic on it, Gensler and politics, and that doesn't attract the Moon Boys or the meme guys and all that type of stuff. But it's good for us to do these shows and talk about that. Get the information out. Get it in the YouTube analytics machine. So when people search for this information, we come up. Hey, Pedro, Space Cat says, everyone have a great day. Thank you, Space Cat. Enjoy the gym.
Thanks, man.
Hope you're back at work tonight. I'll be driving through Toronto on Tuesday. I will wave to you then. Actually, well, yes, I'll be driving through Toronto. I got to drive all the way back down. No, Mrs. Strike and I are going to meet in Toronto. That's right. Okay, good. Woo.
Dude,
anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to leave right now.
All right, Pedro. See you later. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to have hosted another episode of DYOR Live. We will be on tomorrow at the same bat channel, same bat time. See you then. Cheers.
Cheers.
Daryl says ciao for now. Be there.